Actually, when my clients ask me, my answer is very atypical. I actually finished a 4-year degree in genetics and microbiology at UBC, and I was off to medical school when my family life shifted and I started having a family. So when I was at home, and I went back to a skill set I had back in high school, which was sewing. I went to all my sewing classes and enjoyed them. So I decided to kill some time and sew some curtains for myself. And that was 20 years ago. So my friends came over and said, oh, we want curtains too. And so I'd sew some curtains for them and then their friends. And eventually I put an ad in the paper. And it just sort of, it was very easy, but it just built on itself. And that's what I did. I provided a product that was needed out there. Obviously, I had some talent behind that at the time to visualize what would be best in people's rooms or whatever. And I just took a chance. I just had my sewing machine in my basement, and I was sewed at nights when the kids were in bed, and that's really how I started 20 years ago, up until today, which, you know, we still incorporate draperies and upholstery in our business, but quite frankly, that's how I started 20 years ago. What we do is we're, like you said, we're concept to completion. So fast tracking 20 years and going through all the phases of the home shows and the show homes and all those different things, working with builders, working with clients. Today at View Design, we walk into your home or your workplace, because we're basically half and half. We're commercial and residential, and take a really good look at what the issues are. Sometimes people are not happy with their home, but they're not 100% sure why, or they're not, and so we address the issues. Once that's done, we come up with a design plan that suits either the lifestyle or commercially the business and their clientele base or whatever. And we come up with a plan that just brings them outside their box a little, just so that it's something a little special, something that's timeless, and just something that has a great function to the space. We work through that, and along with that are all the other details like colors and textures and flooring and walls and all that. And then once that's done, we are a full service contracting company. So we're very unique in this, that most designers won't contract, and most contractors don't like to design. But we really like, once we've built relationships with our clients, to be able to follow through with the project. So every detail along the way, we're directly involved with every decision. And that gives our clients the peace of mind that the end result is going to be what was promised, as well as we're very detailed. We like to make sure all the little details are right. So if the faucet's supposed to come from the wall, that it doesn't end up coming out of the cabinet, or just little things like that. Our company alone, we do designing. We do all of our own painting. We have our own furniture company. We do our own draperies. We do our own flooring. So we've allowed a lot of, we built up over the years to keep us cost effective, because if we can hire our own painters, then we can keep all the costs involved with the renovation very competitive with somebody who would be doing it themselves. So we've kind of built that up over the years. But the projects that we do are anywhere from, you know, renovating a small bathroom all the way to a home addition, or even building a new home. We've even done that. So yeah, so we're pretty full scale right now as far as what we're able to do and what we get involved in. So when you build a relationship with somebody from our team, basically we really get to know, okay, well, where have you been? Like, some people have traveled. Some people have lots of animals. Some people have lots of grandchildren, or whatever's special to you. We work that into the design of your home to make it functioning for you, specifically for you. Once we work that detail out, we almost have built a relationship that you can't sever, because the homeowner feels afraid then to go to the next step without having our involvement. You know, it's almost like, I don't know, a banker investing your money in all these different places that you don't know of, and then saying, okay, well, have fun with that. You're like, oh my goodness, I don't know how to manage this, right? Or whatever. So that's just an example of, you know, kind of how we are able to follow through. And we've built our business around that. We've got between 40 and 50 people in our team right now. And so we are pretty on top of our game, and we make sure that our renovations run on time. We respect people's time. You know, having your kitchen down for 6 weeks or 6 months makes a huge difference for most families, right? So we're pretty prompt with that. We've developed a very good system, and the end result is something that everybody's proud of. We're proud of, or the homeowners are proud of, you know, and even the trades really take pride in what they do. So we're pretty lucky to have such a great team of people. We're very fortunate. We find the best value right now is open floor plan. You know, everything is going towards, it's interesting, when I first started in this business, every room had to be closed off. You know, the kids couldn't go into the living room when they had company, and the kitchen, no one could see the kitchen because it might be a mess or whatever. And as lifestyles have changed, and I want to even say that 9/11 was a big game changer in design, because their values went back home. They're like, oh my goodness, we really want to have our kids around, because this was a big shock of, you know, like just what happened. And so everything changed. Like, we were opening up walls and we were creating large spaces, and it was okay, you know, to have everyone in one area. And when you entertain, people like to cook all evening. It's not just here's the meal, we eat, we go. It's an ongoing thing. So entertaining kitchens is huge. And I do think that when people look to purchase a new home, they look for that. They look for that lifestyle. So I would say the best tip as far as updating your home would be looking at your kitchen and making sure it functions well, and that you're open to changing that function. Bathrooms, of course, are always a key thing. Everyone loves a nice tub and a great big shower. So that's very great too. And you know, quick updates like paint's always great, flooring, those kinds of things always make a difference. And then, yeah, if there's the ability to add or change your square footage layout, we always look at those options too. It's an artistic field. So as an artist, they don't call them starving artists for nothing. Typically, artists struggle in making an income. And so what I really realized along the way is that in order for me, today I can charge specifically corporately, I get hired for my vision and for what we do because it has value. It has huge value. But that doesn't happen right on the onset. So when you first get your degree at a design school, or you really know that you have what it takes and you want to become an interior designer, it's difficult to get paid for that talent. So my best advice would be is if you feel that's an area you want to get into, find an area that you can complement but generate some income. I don't know if that makes sense. So for me, it was draperies. I started the drapery business because I was able to produce a product as I developed my design skills. This is a great example. Right now, if you want a new kitchen and you go into a kitchen company and you want drawings done, you don't have to pay for those drawings, because the kitchen company hopes that you will buy their kitchen. So the same thing for design. If you can't offer anything, it's difficult on the onset of your career to get paid for just designing. And I think I see a lot of new designers struggle with that, and then they give up and they go into a whole different industry when they shouldn't. Because the interesting thing is when all the TV shows came out, right? Like all the do-it-yourself shows came out, everyone thought they could do it themselves for a very short time. And so many people have said, how have those shows affected your business? Well, quite honestly, it's been a huge plus for me, because what those shows have shown many people is that they can't. Not that they physically can't do anything, but putting the visual concept together is still something that most people struggle with. So those shows have actually helped my business in that way. But nonetheless, I still believe that if I was somebody starting out, I would look at something that you could offer as, you know, alongside something that you can sell alongside the skill of design, and then work it from there. Specifically, that show will be on kitchens, because kitchens and cooking kind of go together. And what we're going to talk about actually is some really neat tips of how to, first of all, update your kitchen, and then all the way to the full renovation. So some of the tips we'll be bringing up will be the layout. And I don't want to give you all the ideas because we want you to come to the show, but the best way to lay out a kitchen. We'll be talking about appliances, which might sound boring, but in fact, I find so many of my clients just think that all there is a fridge, a stove, and a dishwasher. And there's so many great appliances out there that help for healthy cooking, and just change the way people live, honestly. We'll be talking about just different features in a kitchen, like countertops and what's the difference between corian and granite and those kinds of things, because everybody hears things. So we'll bring, some myth busters, part of the entertaining kitchen. So we're going to show how you can squeeze in a little bar fridge or a little entertaining space. Because while we open this up as kitchens open up to living spaces and all that, it's just nice to be able to have that set and ready to go. Ways of storing wine, that kind of thing. So, and how that's been implemented into kitchens. So we'll show you how it's both for people that have existing kitchens that they just want to switch around a little bit, to people who are ready to do a full kitchen reno and just need some pointers or need a jump start. Viewdesign.ca is our website. And that's the quickest way, because we service the Greater Vancouver area and the Fraser Valley. And we've been in Whistler as far as Merritt, so we're pretty broad spread. The phone numbers, they're on there, definitely. You can give us a call, but the best way is to give us pop us an email, let us know what you're interested in, what your queries are, and then we'll definitely communicate with you very soon after we get your information and set up an initial appointment.